creative world. Continuing our work on designing the small rail station. So the first thing I want to do is, last time we ended off, we had just put in these guys. So I powered them off camera. Hello, JJ Bunzig, welcome. So I powered them. That's about all I did off camera. What we want to do is rig those up to hook up to the spots down here. Sort of. Well, yeah. So I guess there's going to be the two lines that come this direction. And they're gonna come all the way down here, just sort of hug the wall as they go. And then there'll be powered rail that runs along this guy. And then that one ought to be powered as well. But, so these ones, right now, they're going to end up dipping below this. And that's where I actually drop down engines and cabooses that are returning. So they'll drop down here. And so I might need to either rearrange that one or make these guys stop before they get to that. So I might want to, like, this might be a sort of dividing wall for where these guys are actually going to rotate around, possibly. But what we want to do is make it so that when items come back, so down here, they get emptied out. What's this? Oh, okay. When this stuff gets emptied out, right now it goes in this rail, but I think I actually want to move it up an item elevator. So I want to put an item elevator somewhere, so that'll bring the stuff up, and then bring it into an item sorter to pull out the caboose items, and then the rest of it will go into this. So I think we want to build that in now. Let's see. Yes. And then the end of it will come out here, and we'll just go into a chest as sort of overflow. Let's see. 1 second. One second. Okay. So if we can get let's get hoppers here, and we want to have a chest for the overflow. And I'll probably just put it actually right here. I might not even really need to put any more hoppers in, because I might just put it right here. So any overflow of items that aren't really accumulated by, or aren't pulled into these, will go into this hopper, or into this chest. Oh, and that reminds me. So in the most recent update, that's going to be coming out soon, 1.12, they're actually going to fix the whole bug where renaming items in the anvil, you can only rename one thing at a time. Now you can go back to a whole stack. So that'll be great news for this design, because there's going to be a lot of renamed items, and doing one by one it just sucks. So that's great news. All right, so let's get some stuff going. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's going to drop all the way down, and I think what we want to do is we can put the item elevator. Problem is, all this stuff is kind of in the way. But I guess, okay, so this stuff isn't really in the way, because this doesn't really need to be here, because this is for this cart thing I'm not going to use anymore. So we can actually take all of that out. That's good news. Looks like I'm out of carts down here. Interesting. Oops. So we can get rid of all that, and then we can also replace this dirt thing we had put in there. So right now it's going into that. Like, all these things are coming down and going into there. Can we rearrange this a little bit? Yes. So right now I have this going around there and looping around this. But we can really keep that over here. So if we wanted to... Will this work? Yes. Yes. So let's take out this stuff right here, although that doesn't really help us for the whole thing? No, I'll have to adjust some more. Let's see. Because if I wanted to have the item going up, I think that, or is it just that the middle of the pillar has to be? I don't remember how item elevators work. I guess we got the item elevator here. Ish, like here. And then will that get us... Okay, that'll get us up to where we want to go. Okay, so we'll do that. So, we actually want to leave this part open. So, go put back in, I guess, what I just already had? Yeah, I guess. Okay. So, we'll go back to what we had. Sort of. We want to have it turn in earlier. Oops. So, just so that we can have it here, we'll have this thing hug this wall instead. So, we're going to have a turning block there and here. And then powered rail going there and here. There we go. So now the carts that leave here will shoot up that direction. And this is... this should be powered. There we go. Okay, so that'll go up that direction. Good. And then we can take these out like that. And then add in the item elevator here. So let's get some glass. We want to make sure we don't interfere with this mechanism. So for now, we'll actually just pick a random color of glass that I didn't use before. So I'm pretty sure I didn't use green, I guess. So we'll go like this. So the plan is right here. So we'll come one over. And so this is going to be where the glass was. So this is the actual item elevator itself. That will bring all the items up. Will this be an issue? Maybe. I don't know. I think so. That might be. I can rearrange that in a second. It's really dark in here. It used to be brighter. Here, let's get some torches around. There. Okay. So I'll come back and I'll change that up so that it's a little different. Okay, so now this is where it's going to come up to, and then we'll add something else in. I think I can... I guess I'll make the whole thing... I'll make a glass surrounding this, I guess. So usually what we do for item elevators, but I don't think we have to. I think it's just the middle has to be transparent blocks. I don't think the whole thing has to be. But we'll see. So we'll fill this all in, 3x3, going all the way up. Alright, and then I don't know exactly how far up I want to take it, so we'll just take it up to where I currently have it. And then this side, alright, so let's rearrange this. So that's going into this block, which is actually then going underneath again. So, how can we change that? We could, so we have this. Needs to power that direction. So we just need to power this block. Right. Let's take this out temporarily. We could lower this stuff down. If we lower that down by 1. So we put that repeater here instead. Let me get a repeater. So we put that repeater here instead. I forget the delay, but I think that was what the delay was. That'll work. And then we can actually drop down this lower now. Why was that important? So we put a block on top. And then a repeater up top. And this is the middle. We don't want... Let me think. So we want that to continue through. I don't know if that would actually power that block or not. Let's find out. So if we have a lever here, and then we have redstone here. Okay, so that, oh well, yeah, that powers it because it's all open, right? That's not really what I want to test. But yeah, okay, all right, never mind. Okay, so Like we have a block here. We can move this down. If we lower this down, I'm trying to figure out how to fit this in correctly. And then this I had on, I think I had a full delay. And then this isn't going to quite work as well as I want. But I think actually I can keep that higher up. Let's see. Yeah, because that would power this block, which would still carry through, I think. So that should still work there, which means we could take this out and then go bring this lower. So we're just trying to fit in the item elevator right now. That's what I'm after. And then powering this block will carry the signal over. So we can put that back in. And now connect this up. Like that. It's a little bit of a mess, but I think it functions. Okay, so that carries through. It doesn't end up bleeding. Oh, got into this other line right there. So we can turn that off. What I want to see is if this line turns on. If it does send the signal down, it does. Awesome. Okay, good. Good. Okay, right. So where were we? Let's put in our stained glass. So this is going to be here, going up. This is the item elevator. We're returning the blocks that are captured from the engine and cabooses all the way up. And then another row of 3 down the side. It's dark. It's hard to see if I'm actually getting all the spots or not. Oh. Okay. Almost there, I think. Okay, good. So then down here, let's put in the item elevator bottom part. So for that, we will need some other blocks. So let's get a observer block, redstone repeater, a comparator, hoppers. I wonder why it would be so dark. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. I should just do night vision. Let's see. Effect BasketMC. Night vision for a lot. Nope, invalid. Okay. That's too big of a number. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Now I can see. I have particles on. Which is another option. Modifier 1. True. There we go. No particles. Okay. So then we have, and I'll have to come back to it and add lighting in later. But so that is going to come over here. So then we want to also have droppers. So the dropper is going to be, that one's going to need to face up in a second. So let me make that face, put one more below there. Thank you for the follow, YouTube King 4. The king has arrived. Up. Oh no, up, please. There we go. So that's going to be where it goes in. So let's put the other blocks back in. And we'll go like this. Let's see. So this one here, I'm going to, it's going to stay as glass. And then, but the rest of this stuff we will I think be able to... Maybe I'll lower it down one more just so I don't have to worry about like, I don't want to change this floor, so I want to have it low enough where I can easily have furnaces on top of most of the hoppers. Okay, so then this is where we will have the dropper on top of that. So what we're doing is we're planning a... I already have most of this built in survival, but I'm sort of trying to perfect the setup a little bit in creative so that I can put together a tutorial, and I'll be building this a lot more throughout the survival world. So I wanted to sort of perfect the design a little bit. All right, so I think I'm done with droppers. I don't need those anymore. Let's get some furnaces on these to help prevent lag. I guess we can have them face the same way. There we go. So those will go in there. And then we can have our mechanism on this side. Oop, I forgot to fill this in. Mechanism on this side. So it needs to have a block. Are there two... I think with his he actually had two... I was thinking about... why am I drawing a blank? John's design for these, and he actually has two droppers in the mix. So I might add another dropper on top, depending on how that works out. What we want to do is we want to use observer blocks. So he was looking at trying to build this without looking back at the design. He had this. And he was pulling a signal back this direction on a delay. He had a repeater here. And then he had an observer block that was looking down onto that, which I think you actually do. You point that direction. Yeah, so that's actually looking down at that. When that one updates, it's going to send a signal. Okay, so maybe that's why he did it. So it's going to send a signal this direction, which goes into this dropper that I'm about to put back in. So that's this, like that, and then like that. Okay, so now there's a dropper facing up there. Put back in the glass. So that might work. I might need to put in something else here. So I want to pull the signal off of that. And then like this. And then here, and this is subtraction mode. So we don't need any of this. So that might be all that it needs to do. So let's put it in some items. So it seems to be working. It does click a lot. I think you can make these without clicking, but this seems to work. So this will send all the items up, and right now it'll just sit there. So then the plan is I want to have a item sorter. So let's bring this line over this direction. I guess we will snake it this way a little bit so I have enough room for the item sorter. We'll go one more over. And then right here we can put in the item sorter. So if we can take these out, put in these, so then this will be a furnace. We don't need observer blocks anymore. Furnace here, and actually furnace on top of all these. And then we can just enclose this. We could just use glass, I guess. And then just in case it goes a little bit higher, we will make it be like that. Sometimes, I don't think this one actually shoots it up fast enough where it'll shoot up that high, actually. Just to try it out, we will not have it that high. I'll just have it one block above. Oop, oop, okay, there we go. So that'll come in that direction. Let's add the item sorter. Oh, my watch is telling me I should stand, but I'm busy. busy. All right. So this will be where the item sorter is. So I'm going to try to pull off. Let's see. So I want to go here and then over this direction. And I'm going to have a block. To remember how this. So I want to detect coming off of this. So a comparator. We'll see if I can do this without looking at a reference. And then that goes down to a block here with a repeater. And then there's redstone there and there. And that'll power this torch. So in theory, I'll put in some furnaces here. Just to prevent some lag, and then that'll actually go down instead of, right now it's going sideways. So that is supposed to hold on to the other blocks. So, then what we want to do, let's actually rename, let's get some rename stuff. Well, I guess for this we could just use non-rename. So we'll do, some blocks we don't really have around very much. Let's do iron ore. So in here, iron ore goes across. And then the other thing we want to try and capture is grass blocks. So they'll start there. And then we'll go until they start actually sorting through. Okay, so it looks like it stops at 18. Okay. So right now we have 0 grass blocks in there. If we come down here, let's make sure it works okay. And then inside of, and actually, so I guess with this setup, we can actually change this back to a furnace. Because we don't really have to worry about the glass here, because it's going up there anyway. So here, if we drop in, let's do 20 grass blocks, and then a bunch of stone. I can't remember what my other items were that I had in there. Oh, that's right, iron ore. So those items will go up the item elevator, up to the top. Looks like they're being absorbed by the hopper. This one got some initially, and then it's sort of waiting for the rest of them to come through. So this one should have 20 when it's all said and done. And then this thing here is probably what's going to have the other items. Yeah, so I had some more, I guess, already in there from earlier, but they ended up going into this chest here, or this dropper. Okay, good. So that is the item sorter for getting out the what will actually be the caboose block, because we want to move all those down, and we want to move it into this thing. We still have to fix. So let's fix this. So what were some of the things I was trying to do? I needed to rework this to actually work properly. Oops. I broke a detector rail here. Okay. So this line needs to be against, it needs to be a little bit higher than where it is. It needs to be one higher. So let's do that. And then does this, what is this? Do we need that block there? I'm trying to reduce the amount of extra blocks I have. So what is that doing? Oh, okay, torch right there. So we do need that block. We don't need this block. Okay. Yes, good. Nor this block. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to have these run along here. And then we want to get rid of that torch. So we might just change this to a regular rail and see if that works. Okay. So I'll have to see if we can do this right. So what we want to do is we want to have these run along here. So there's 5 in this spot. put a furnace here to reduce lag so we don't forget. And then we want to power this. Why are you powered? From that. So we have to move that lever later. Okay, so then we have hoppers that are pointing directly into it. Maybe. And then other hoppers next to it that are pointing into those. We may have to change this so they're not actually directly pointing down in a second. We'll have to see how that works. But okay, so then this line here can just come up and then go across. So we might want to have it actually come into this space on the side and then up, just so that we don't have any lag from the hoppers facing. Oop, there we go. Go like that, and then we could do furnaces. Oh, up, please. There we go. So now it's starting to get a little bit compact. What am I doing? I'm trying to do my flying stuff. Okay. There we go. And then we'll want to light this. So no mob spawn, although I'm in creative right now, or in in a creative world, so there's no. I have mobs turned off, but I'll have to remember, keep that in mind for later. All right, so then what we want to do is we want to power these when that line is not powered. So it's currently not powered. So we will do let's see. Try to decide how I want to lay this out. Well, yeah, so we can actually, okay, here's another idea. So we can do a sticky piston. So this might actually increase the amount that actually moves through, which is kind of what we want. So sticky piston here. A little bit higher, please. Sticky piston right here with a redstone block. So that'll power. Oh, that's not what I want. With a regular block. Thank you for the follow, Mini Ballista 948. Welcome to the stream. So I mean, I could do this and then have a thing pointing into it, and then I power that briefly. I guess we'll try that. I don't like that as much. So I guess the other option is, yeah, so I guess if I have the redstone on top of it, it's actually powering it, so that won't work. So let's put it back to where it was. So go like this with any block on top. Actually, I guess that even if I power that from the side here, it's still going to count as, let's get a repeater. We don't need a rail. So that's still going to move it up. Yeah, okay. Oh no, yeah, that's not going to work. Okay. Never mind. We'll go back to what we were planned before. So we can just have a torch there, and then we could even just do a torch pillar, I guess. So that is unpowered right now. So we want to invert that again. So we can do. This isn't very elegant at all. All right. So it moves that way. We want to power this guy. It's much higher now, so it's kind of thrown off my plans. So we can go like this with a torch on the side of this block. Well, my dog might freak out in a second. No, she was just dreaming. Okay. So I guess we'll do a torch pillar, but we'll go this direction instead. And then we can do this like that. And now we just need to run power into that from here. And so we'll have this one actually run around like this. And then that's not working at all. We're almost there. And then we need to actually run a repeater into that. Okay, there we go. So now that's currently powered. And when this thing triggers, it's going to briefly unpower all of this. So the next test is when this is powered, where do the blocks stop? So they don't stop there. So that's not what we want. So let's break all these and try to point these into the wall next to it. Do they stop here now? No. I thought that's what I did in the other world. Interesting. Let's go into the other world and check out what on earth I did to make that work properly before. This is the multiplayer world where I've actually built this basically. Let's see if anybody's online. Looks like Drax is online. Alright, so we actually built this here. Let's take a look. I gotta figure out where I am first. Okay, so I need to go a little lower. So this is where I've kind of built it, but it's hard to see. So let's try and get up to where I've actually built it. Alright, this thing here. So here I have them going across and then torches. And so these torches are powering these blocks that are pointing into the return. And then right above that, I have a set of hoppers that go all the way across and don't point down into here. Okay. Interesting. Alright, so let's try to build that in the other world. Interesting. So I had... There are torches. I don't know if the torches are important or not. Maybe. So these are... Alright, so let's move all this. Let's get rid of all this. Move this out of the way. So what we want in the end is for this line to come all the way through here. Up. Okay. And then we want a line pointing into that, above it. And then we wanted a line above that to not really be pointing into it. So they're going to point there. And then a line pointing into those. Actually, oh, okay, I guess it's going in this way, so let's have them go this direction. So they aren't going to be, they're going to be pointing into just a nowhere. Like that. And then they will hook up to this. We'll put furnaces on top of that. We don't need that block. So that's going to come out under there. We'll put in, so then we wanted torches to come along here. So we actually want to invert this one less than we do right now. So right now it's on. We want to provide power to this line. Oh, that makes it a little easier actually. So now we just want to provide power to that when so we can step this up to here. And then bring this power up. It's possible we'll run out of juice. We'll see. See if that's too long of a signal. It might be. Let's add a repeater in. There's no like real need to go super fast. Okay, so if we get rid of this, here we'll have to put in on this line here is now gonna block off that signal. So to remember that later on, let's add a slab in. Like this. Just so that later on we don't end up breaking this redstone line. Okay, so now in theory, when we put in a bunch of items, they should stop partway down. Let's make sure there's no things all the way over here. Yeah, there's lots of things here. Alright. So we will put in a bunch of cobble, or stone. I guess we already have a bunch of stone. So where does the stone stop? Is the question. So they're stopping nowhere. Oh, they're all going all the way down to the end. Okay, so they're actually filling up just the top row, and they're not going down into here. Okay. That's what we want. So then they're going to fill up all of that. So let's go ahead and put in a bunch. Is there a spot I can stand and just put a bunch in? Kind of here, I guess. So let's just drop a bunch in so we can fill up a lot of things. So it'll take a little while to fill up, but we'll do this to start the process. Because what I want to do is I want to figure out where, once it's all filled up, how many blocks do I end up getting dropped off at the thing. So that's going to take a while to go through. Let's also drop some in here. Okay. That's I had a feeling it was gonna happen. Do I have a bunch on me? I have some on me, not very much. Alright, let's drop a little bit more and not go directly next to it. Okay. Going this way. How are we doing on supply? So I'm slowly filling up. I guess we'll manually fill up some of these other ones. I don't know an easy way to do that. I guess if I remove these and go like this instead, that'd be a little bit faster. I want those. I want these. You have to leave early. All right. Well, good luck with your day. Have fun. Always try to have fun. And I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Let's take a look. Are these all filled in? Yes. Okay. So these are all filled in. Almost. This one's not. Okay. Filled in. Filled in. Okay. We're good now. So I'm gonna put it back in the furnaces. Alright, so now, the idea is that this is currently empty. So when there is a chest minecart, right here, and then there's a chest minecart over here. Oh, I can't, there's glass in the way. Okay, chest minecart here. That when this ends up, and I think we probably have this counter wrong. Yeah, this counter should not have any items over here right now. So let's move all those over. Or just get rid of them, I guess. Alright, so now when items are put into here, let's put a few items in. This guy's gonna go, and so is the caboose. That's triggered this line. So in theory, there should be some stuff in here. Yes, okay, so it's accumulating some stuff. Meanwhile, we want to have this guy powered, but not affecting the, let's just get a lever. Okay, there we go. And then so this is going to have one cart comes through from the bottom, and then a second cart comes through from the bottom. That didn't work the way I wanted it to. There's a delay. Anyway, and so one of these carts has 11. 11. Okay, so it gets 15 total, which is, I think, good, which is good. So it gets 3 from each of these, 3 from each of these guys in the process. Okay, so now that's all set up. Good. It's plugged into here. I can't move. Okay, up here we'll put back in these furnaces. Up, please. Up, please. Okay, and almost up. Almost. Okay, stop moving up. There we go. So this is. It pulls out the, I mean, I'll have to change this sorter, obviously. But this would grab the engine blocks, or the caboose blocks, bring them all the way down here, hook them up into these. Meanwhile, up here, we have these things that are all programmed in for the different destinations, and then if the tokens can go in, they will go in. If not, they'll cycle all the way back around, end up in this chest. Awesome. Next. How are we doing on time? Okay, we have a little time. So next we want to actually rig this and this up to those while not interfering with that. So, let's see. First we need to figure out which one's which. I think the bottom one is the engine, is my guess. Let's see. So the lower one comes up here and is the engine. So the lower one is the engine. So let's get down again into that area. So the lower one is the engine. So we want to, at this point, it'll be a turn block. So it'll be in the same level, and then it can start stepping down. And it will have room here, so we can continue along here. And then we'll want to, I guess, loop back on itself at some point. But let's see how I guess the caboose could come in the same way. Although I might want to actually keep it up one more than I have been doing, and then that way we can actually walk up these things. So if we do that, now we can actually walk up the lines, which is handy when you're walking around down here. Although now I'm going to intersect with that. But I could turn around now, actually, with this. If I wanted to. Oh, and I don't really have to... No, this is a line going up. Right, I was going to just drop down, but these guys are going up right now. So, perhaps I want to... I could actually snake around this and then move down along the edge here. Is that a good idea? Maybe. I could also move this for now and then come back to it. So right now this is going up here and then dropping over there for some reason. But I could put that line back in later. Let's do that. So let's take this stuff out. Oops. Let's put that back in. Take this out. Oh no, breaking all the things. We want this back here. Okay, good. So yeah, once we're free of other stuff, I might want to step these apart a little bit more. Right now it's pretty congested. But once we get beyond this guy, we can kind of go a little bit further apart. So let's do that. So I have this come out one more, so that way I'm able to walk up and down these paths. So sloping, so turning is here. Yeah. And then this will continue down. To there, and then we'll probably turn it around. Maybe one more up. There we go. Oops. Okay, good. And then here you will turn it or do one more. I guess turn it here. Actually, how close are we to where we want to... Okay, so we need to get over to that. So let's turn it around here. So then it's going to start being a slope down here. Like that. And so this is the lower line, so this is the engine. So we're trying to get to here. Okay, so we're almost there. Let's snake it around again. We'll snake it around that direction. So this is a slope, so this can be a turn, and then immediately a drop. Let this guy come over. It can be a slope up to there. Okay. And now let's get the right tracks on our bar. So we have powered rail, turning track here and here. Powered rail, I guess. Turning track, powered rail. Doot, doot, doot. And then powered rail going up. Okay, there we go. And then the next one is going to be coming this direction. So let's put in some powered rail going down. And then turning track, powered rail, Oh no. Like that. And then here we will do the same turn idea, but elevate it up a little bit. So then here can be the drop down. And so put in the track. And this needs to connect up over there. So I might bring this down a little bit more, and then we'll sort of work on where it's going to all connect up. Oops. Oop, 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 oop. There we go. Yeah, so that turn here. You can still walk through here, right? Yeah, okay, good. So then we'll go like this. And then this track, I want to move this direction now. And then actually merge up with this. So let's go like this. No, it needs to be one higher. No, it needs to go like this. Yeah, that should work. Okay. So then this track will come this direction. Do some powered rails. We'll have to still power all those things. But then we'll do powered rail for all of the flat parts. And then this is curved track. Okay, there we go. So now we just need to power all that stuff, and then it's working, maybe. So let's get, let's see, the best place to power some of this stuff is probably these, like this block would be handy because then it will power a couple things. Then we do the same thing like here. Oh, almost. Here. So kind of where they intersect. You can power a few different stuff. Here we can power this block, which powers those two. And here is a little bit tricky, actually. We can actually just power on the wall, I guess. And then, oop, I'm inside this thing. And then up here, we'll have to just power them separate. We can power it from underneath. And then let's see, also here from underneath. Okay, I think now everything else is powered. Good. So let's take a look up top. So we currently have just this one cart here. Let me get rid of that. That's where the engine goes. That's where the caboose goes. So the caboose logic is currently set up to, in fact, it might already, okay, yeah. So we need a caboose to exist first. So let's get some train cars going. Okay. So there are no blocks in there right now. There would be by this point usually. Thank you for the host, Ginger Ale. Thank you. So there's one cart here, and then there would have been one cart here already. And then there would have been items dropped into here. So we can simulate that first. So initially, this test is going to just clear it out, and these will end up top. So that'll leave. They'll go, aha. Where did this stop? Oh, there's a one unpowered rail right here. Okay. That's fine. So we fixed that. I guess we can power, we power this block. Well, we'll just put it there. It's fine. Okay. So there is one caboose that's empty all the way up at the top. I have to get up there somehow. Oh, in there. There we go. In survival, you usually just take the ladder. So this one's empty, right? Let's go back down. We want to look at the... and we also don't have the caboose thing hooked up yet. So there would be another line, one cart that comes through from the bottom. Interesting. It didn't move the item over. Or it did, but just not... maybe for some reason there's two. Yes, that makes sense. Okay. So then we'll get rid of that one. Although that has all the items. So we'll leave that one there. And then we'll just fake a cart coming through there. So now this thing has changed over. we'll make sure it actually works right in a second. So another cart comes up because it's programmed to do that. And that goes in the engine spot. Now it just waits. You hit a button and it drops in some items into this. So then when those items go through, both of these two things should leave. And then up top, we should have the engine should have some of those random blocks. Yep, the nine or so blocks I threw in there. The caboose should have the 15, not really labeled, but they would say caboose blocks. Okay, good. Let's get rid of these. And now we want to rig up. How's our time? Okay, we have a little bit of time. I don't know if I'll be able to finish that part though, but get rid of this. The next thing we need to really do is, so this is where the empty chest carts go. And then this thing needs to hook up all the way up to, needs to come up this way, run over this to drop off some stuff. And then it needs to then go up to here after that. So we can start putting in some of the blocks. I don't know if we'll have enough time to get it all done, but so it'll leave here. We're gonna have it turn here. So it'll go like, it'll turn and then start going up. Yeah, it should be fine. So we can just go up along the wall. And then it'll rotate here. So we actually go up, up, and then it'll rotate. And then here it needs to be on the same level. And then this will go like this. Coming up, almost perfect. To then turn around here. So let's go up one more, flat, and then we'll take out all these extra ones by the wall. So it's going to come up this direction, rotate, run over this to make sure it gets rid of all of its stuff. And then go up some more. Up to, so then this line's going to come all the way over. Like this. So that'll be slope and then a turn. So it'll have to be the slope will have to be there. Okay, good. So then we could run in the powered rail all the way along there. And we'll want to also have this on our handy on our bar, the regular rail. And then levers, we'll just throw the lever on the side. This goes all the way down. We'll do here as well. And this is going to be regular rail. And then powered rail. Going all the way down. Like that. And then more all the way down. I'm going to power it. And then I think we're about set on a lot of the mechanism. I didn't really plan this out very well. So we're actually going to change this so that it's going to turn here. So we'll do regular rail, powered rail. This will have to be powered, but not freak out the rest of everything. So we'll put it down there. That should work okay. If I can actually target it. I can't. There we go. Okay, there we go. And now we can power this. We'll do it partway up the way just so that it'll actually reach both directions. Good. Reaching all the way up. Reaching all the way. And there. Okay, good. So now we want to fix this because this is currently, well, yeah, so this is currently set up to actually release 12 chest mine carts, which I guess we don't want right now. So let's take all these. And let's actually do this. So we're going to put down a chest mine cart here. Put the 12 back in it. No, that's not going to work right. All right. We'll put the 12 in here. So those go into a storage mechanism there. And then we need to release a bunch more chest minecarts into the right spot, which we can actually launch from here, and then that'll get in the right spot. So if you put chest minecarts here, they'll end up in that area down there. So we'll do a few more. Okay. Okay, so that's probably good. So if we come all the way down here, we see that they're ready to go, but there aren't any dispensing right now. This is a leftover guy from before. So then what we do is we run up here. So we have a caboose. Let's go a little lower, actually. We have a caboose. We don't have a caboose here. Oh, all right. So this has those items there, and this would have had a guy dispense here, and this would have had... Hello, Condor. Welcome. So this would have had those two things there. Now, if this works right, when I put some items in here, this will get those items, move it up. The caboose will have 15 items, 15 stone, and move it up, and they'll be up top. Meanwhile, 2 more trains will come in and replace them in these spots, and then that one will end up with 15 stone. So let's give this guy 2 bedrock, I guess. So then he'll launch, the other guy launches. And what we want to see is do 2 trains come up, 1 over there and 1 in this spot. So I do see 2 trains coming up. Will they actually split up correctly? No. Okay. So why didn't this switch? So this line did trigger, but it didn't seem to actually dispense the items over. How interesting. So we're close. So this one that didn't trigger, this line here didn't trigger this for some reason. Huh. Okay. It looked like it should. So this should trigger it to shoot this direction into here and then go down. But for some reason it isn't. So let's add a button on there and just try to simulate the button or the thing being clicked. So that is here. Oh, I can't. I guess I'll move that torch. Oh no, I removed more than torch. So that's this. There's a torch. There was that there. So we'll put a button on the side. So that should simulate and then dispense. Oh, I guess it might have. No. So that worked. Huh, okay. So maybe I just had the count wrong. So there's no more items in there. Maybe it was just, there's something weird with the way the setup was. Okay, so there's currently 1 here. It doesn't have the items it should have yet, but next time around we'll have it. So there's going to be a bunch of stuff upstairs that I'll have to just ignore. So I'll put an activator rail in. They leave. What I want to see is 2 carts coming in, 1 going that direction, and then 1 going this direction. So we'll see if we have to space them out more. Yeah, okay, so this had to be spaced out more. Alright, so let's run down here. And this setup, thank you for the follow, Rocky Rockstar 09. So this is the delay. Redstone, the hardest thing I have. Yeah, so this is it's a train station. So it looks like these need to be split. These need to be further apart. So this is the thing that actually dispenses out the trains, and this is the timer. So I need to make this timer longer. So I can do that pretty easily. Somehow. Hello. I need to do that somehow. I need to... If I put it here, then this thing won't actually get the power. So we kind of want to make this be a little bit longer. And we can do... Let's do a repeater. and make that a little longer as well. So we're just going to extend this a little bit more that direction, like that. So it's the same thing that we had just had. So I just dispensed an extra train. But now it has an extra delay. So let's see if that's long enough. Run all the way up here. Not all the way up there. Let's run to here. So this probably has some extra stuff. So let's make sure we just have one train in each of these, so we don't run into problems. So there's one in each of those. This thing is currently set up pointing the right direction. Oh, there's lag? Interesting. On my side, I don't have any drop frames, so it's hard to say what that's from. Let's just drop in some stuff, miscellaneous stuff to start, because we just want to kind of clear them out, this first batch. So what we want to see is 2 trains coming in, one going there and one going this direction. So you can see that 2 of them are coming up. One goes that direction. They both go that direction. Okay, so I still need to increase the delay in this repeater. Interesting. Okay, well, what's that? Let's increase it some more, I guess. So we'll go like that. And go like this. Okay. So we've now increased it a little bit more. Hopefully that's enough. We'll see. Run all the way up top. And up to here. Make sure there's just one there. Make sure there's just one here. And make sure that this is pointing the right direction. 5 then 2. Not sure what that means. So let's put item in. They leave. So hopefully 2 come out. And they're spaced far enough apart that it'll work okay. No. Interesting. It seems like it's always just as close. Why is that? Are they not being spaced out apart more? Huh. Yeah, it seems like it's not helping. Let's exaggerate it. Go like this. Let's add that much more, and let's see if that actually changes anything. It might be that it's not really changing it the way I expect. In fact, let's simulate this more. Let's just let's have it dispense out 5 carts. It seems like it's spacing it out quite a bit. Huh. Interesting. I'm not sure why it would be lagging. Okay, so that does seem like it's working the way I would expect. Okay, cool. So let's go up top. This VOD will actually eventually be on. I mean, it'll be on Beam afterwards, but then also I put it up on my YouTube channel after the fact. Let's get rid of all the extra carts. Oops. Okay, so 1 cart there, and then 1 cart here. Oops. Okay, this is pointing the correct way. So let's see if this. So let's put, I don't know, Minecart in, whatever. So these should both leave, and then 2 guys should come in, 1 over there and 1 over here. Hopefully that's the case. I need to end out the stream. It's the end of my lunch. These are my lunchtime streams. All right, so 1's there. Well, they were really close together. Huh. Let's try that again. Maybe that was just a fluke where I had the items. Because they were like super close together. There's 1. There's another one. They don't seem all that far apart. Okay, so I'll have to debug that later. I'm not really sure why that's happening. But the idea is one goes there, 1 goes there, and then they'll have their respective items and they'll go in the right spots, but that's not really working right. Anyway, so that'll be the end of my stream. Sorry that I wasn't able to finish that part in time, but my lunch is all done. Lunch break.